Bilal Powell, and you're watching Dan Sports News.
No, Farrakhan, and you're watching Dan Sports News.
I'm Edwards, and you're watching Dan Sports News.
This is Javon Cornell, and you're watching Dan Sports News.
This is Amara Aquino, and you're listening to the Dan Sports News and Friends podcast.
This is Will Richardson, and you're watching Dan Sports News.
What's up, everybody? It's Clewop. You're listening to the Dan Sports News podcast.
This is Nicole Michelle, and you're listening to the Dan Sports News and Friends podcast.
This is Jaden Gould, and you're listening to the Dan Sports News and Friends podcast.
This is Elliot Cadone, and you're listening to Dan Sports News.
Tell me about how you first got started in football.
Well, I first started when I was 5 years old, and I actually did not like football at all. I really didn't like it. I told my mom, I was like, you know, I'm going to play like baseball. I didn't really like football, but my dad signed me up for tackle football because I was playing flag at first, and I didn't really like that. And then I signed up for tackle, and I played running back my first time playing tackle football. It was really fun because I got to score touchdowns and hit people. So that's really where my football career began when I was 6 years old.
Now, did you play any other sports as a kid growing up, and what was it about football that made you want to pursue that as your main sport?
I played soccer and basketball, but I wasn't really good at basketball. I was always fouling and stuff, so I wasn't really good at basketball, but I was really good at soccer, and my family was like, you should play soccer, but that really died off when I got into middle school. I didn't play soccer after that, so I just stuck with football and went from there.
Who are some of those football players that you really like to watch growing up as a kid?
Probably Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, all those guys. I really liked watching Darrelle Revis, Ed Reed, Randy Moss, all those legend type players that everybody knows about. That's really who I looked up to and wanted to be like.
You played 7 games as a freshman. You had 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Tell me about freshman year of high school football. Just tell me about the adjustment, to your first time playing high school football. How was that?
My freshman year, I was the second team quarterback behind a senior, and I kind of was bummed out because I really wanted to play, and get in there and feel what high school was like. And when I got in my first game, that's when I really realized how fast the game moved from pee-wee football to high school football. But I picked up on it really, really quickly. But after the first game I played in, I was really comfortable with how the speed of the game was because my mind moves just as fast as the game. I can make quick decisions. And so I played in 7 games as a freshman, and I started 3. I started the last 3 games of my freshman year, and I kind of just got thrown in there in a bad situation because the last 3 games we were playing the 3 best teams that we play all year, and I just had to roll with it and see how I would end up doing. And I ended up doing pretty good, put our team in situations to win the game, but it just didn't turn out in a win. But freshman year was definitely fun when I got the chance to get in there.
So what would you say was the biggest growth in your game from freshman year to sophomore year? What do you think you made that biggest jump in improvement in?
Definitely the pace on my passes. I definitely think that I picked up a lot more zip on the ball, and I could get it there a whole lot quicker than I could my freshman year. Also, I made better decisions as I got older because I saw the game more, so I knew what DBs were doing, what defense was doing, and made better decisions. Also, I picked up a lot more speed too. I wasn't very fast my freshman year. I kind of got a little quicker. People like to say I'm not the fastest guy ever, but hey, it's whatever.
Sophomore year, you guys only played 6 games, was it?
Yeah, we played 6 games, but I played in 5. I got quarantined for one of them because a kid in my class got corona, so I had to sit out one of those. It was pretty tough to sit out because you were kind of like helpless just watching the team and you weren't there. So that was kind of tough. But I definitely had a really good year, like what I thought I had a good year. And it all went together smoothly.
And you threw 11 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. How was that, just having a dominant sophomore year?
I didn't even know, like, I was really throwing that many touchdowns and stuff like that until, like, my coach told me, he's like, hey, you're halfway to the regular season record for touchdown passes. And, like, we didn't know that we were only going to play 6 games. Like, we had a 10-game schedule, but I definitely think I could have gotten there if we had all 10 games. And I didn't even realize that I was even that close to it. But for sure next year, I think I'll blow it out of the water by like 20.
After the season, you played some club football, right, with Palm Beach Fire?
Yeah, I played 7-on-7 with Florida Fire. They're one of the top programs every year in the nation at 7-on-7. This year we kind of had an off year because we canceled like our showcase, our tryouts to like just reduce like spread of corona and stuff. So we just kept the players that were previously on the team and people that like wanted the shot that they wouldn't get on another team. So we had them send film in to the coaches and the coaches decided if they were going to take them or not. But there was a lot of like confusion, I guess, this year. We were all confused about like what to do, how we're going to have practices. Like normally we would have practice 3 times a week. We could only have it once, and the tournaments were a whole lot different. They moved a whole lot slower than usual. Like usually you're playing games back to back to back and keep playing. Like some tournaments we had like a 2-hour wait in between games, and we were like, I don't know, we got bored and stuff. So it was definitely very confusing in 7-on-7 this year. But next year, I think it's going to take off again like we usually do, because our showcase, we usually have 500 kids come out from all around Florida that want to come play for us. And this year we can have that. And we had one like small tryout, but like we didn't really give it out to the public so they could like come. We only had like, I would say 35 guys there that came to that. So it was definitely tough trying to get the right guys on the team. And some of the guys I played with this year, I'd never seen them in my life. Like we just became friends and we had to build a chemistry this year that we didn't have last year. Because last year I've been playing with those guys for 3+ years, so I know their speeds, their strengths, their weaknesses. So we all like gelled as one, and this year we're kind of like building the chemistry for next year.
What were some of the most important things that you've been working on during this off season?
Probably my footwork, just getting it quicker, and the type of ball that I need to throw. Like if I have to throw a line drive, I'll throw it there. If I have to get some air on it, I'll put some air on it, and just making right decisions, getting my reads quicker so then I can get the ball out quicker.
Now, I actually saw a clip of you throwing a no-look pass like Mahomes. Is that something you've been working on? Is that something you've been working on more?
I always felt like I could do it like easily without like trouble. I've done it a couple of times. I did one in the 7-on-7 tournament where I was looking to the right, came back to the left to a dude. I actually asked the other guy on the team because he was playing safety. I know him pretty well. I was like, what did you think about that? He goes, that was like some snake eyes or something. I was like, yeah, I threw that no look. And he was like, oh my gosh. I definitely think that's something that I could use in a game or something like that.
How would you describe your style of play?
Energetic, very fun, and like I like to get the team pumped up, riled up. Like I go crazy. Like when the defense is out there making plays, I'm the main person getting that sidelines hype, getting them ready to go. So I'm a real big believer on if like your team has energy, it's just gonna bring the best out of you.
You've picked up 10 Division I offers. Quickly, I'll give off the list: UCLA, Eastern Carolina, Wyoming, Auburn, Ball State, Arizona, Utah, Vanderbilt, Rhode Island, UTSA. How does it feel just to have 10 Division I offers, and you're still in your sophomore year?
It feels great. I'm very happy, because I was kind of getting, worried because I saw my friends, getting offers and stuff. I was like, dang, I'm not getting anything right now. But I definitely think that just for younger people, just takes time. My freshman year, I didn't have much film, so that was probably a big reason why I didn't have offers freshman year. So my sophomore year, I picked it up, tremendously, and more schools came in, talked with me. I just talked to Wake Forest this morning. I just talked to Florida Atlantic this morning. Had good conversations with the quarterback coaches there, and had a lot of fun with that. It's definitely a blessing to have 10 offers right now.
Now, what schools would you say are recruiting you harder than the others?
I would say Auburn's pushing their recruitment heavy, and a lot of schools like that I don't have offers from right now are really getting, University of Florida, they're recruiting me pretty hard. I've talked to Clemson a little bit. They like me, and they like the film that they see. And Oklahoma also has seen my stuff. They asked for my coach's info and my film, and that they were going to evaluate me. So I'd say more of the schools that haven't offered me show constant love because they want to see what I'm about and see if they want to offer me. But the schools that have, I'd say I'm still in touch with them and talking to them, and we're getting in touch with each other, thinking about the future, about what I would be at the school, how I would benefit them. So I'd say it's just a mix of whoever contacts that week. So it's just a mix of everybody right now.
Do you remember who was your first Division I offer, and how did it feel to get that first D1 offer?
It was from UTSA, and it was late at night. I was 10:30, I think, around that time. And the coach was like, hey, call me. I was like, okay, maybe it's for a visit or something, or just to, get in touch with him. And he pulled the offer, and I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I was just shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to play Division I football, stuff I've been dreaming about, people I'm watching on TV. I'm going to be one of those people. So definitely got me hyped up and pushed me harder to get more. Because mostly people, when they get some, they slow down. They're like, oh yeah, I'm all this. No, not with me. I want to get more. I want to be that top recruiter in the nation.
Tell me about this Clemson thing. When I read they are your dream school and you've been a fan of them since you were 5 years old. So tell me about that.
Clemson is just a place that I really love. It's a school that I really like. I've been going up to Clemson camps since I could remember. I have a house up in South Carolina. It's pretty close to Clemson. So I didn't really like any of the Florida schools at the time. So I was just like, who's around a house that I have that I could go watch? And Clemson was, I think it was Deshaun Watson's freshman year when he was there, when I really started to like Clemson. And I liked them before, CJ Spiller era, when they were with that, Dabo's first years. That's when I really started to like them. But I turned into a huge fanboy when Deshaun Watson got there.
What kind of player are the college coaches getting in Will Prichard?
A hard worker, somebody that's going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of fun to the program, and put him on that national stage and just get him better with what I do, just constantly putting in the work and putting in the time to make my teammates better and make myself better.
Now I have to ask you, because you're wearing a Miami shirt, is that school recruiting you? Anything there?
I've talked to them a little bit. They haven't really. I wouldn't say they've expressed offer interest, but I've talked to them a little bit about visits and stuff when all the restrictions lift. Like, I'll probably go down to Miami as soon as the restrictions lift, but definitely could take it into consideration saying that it's close to home.
Now, what are some of your goals for junior year?
One of my goals is to have over 35 touchdowns in my junior year and throw for over 3,000 yards and get to the district championship, win that, and then get to states with my team. That's my main goals right now.
Who in the NFL would you say your style of play is most like?
Justin Herbert. I'd say Justin Herbert for sure. Big, strong guy who could throw it. I'd definitely say I kind of look like him.
I think Justin Herbert is going to have an even bigger leap than he had this past season. I think he's going to be, one of the top guys next to Mahomes in the league.
For sure. I think he'll do very well because he was balling out last year.
Who is your favorite NFL team?
I'd probably say the Dolphins just because they're close to home. The Florida team. My dad's liked them for a long time. He's liked them since Dan Marino, so I'd probably say the Dolphins.
And then who's your favorite player?
Dan Marino. Either Dan Marino or Tom Brady.
And when you're not playing football, what do you like to do in your free time?
I go fishing. Or just hang out with my friends around the house,
Now, you also play lacrosse, is that correct?
I played for a little bit. I stopped playing because I didn't want to risk getting hurt. So, I just was out of football for a little bit because, 7-on-7, we were having tournaments once every month, twice every month. And I was, kind of missing, a team sport. So I'm good friends with the lacrosse coach and, your son's one of my friends. So I was like, hey, figure I'll give it a shot. Because I played in middle school. And I was like, you know what, I could pick the stick back up and go out there and play. I did pretty good, but I wasn't one of the best players on the team, but I was average.
Well, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to do an interview.
No problem. Thank you.